call this meeting to order of the Penn Township Board of Supervisors on Wednesday, November 27th, 7 p.m. Let's rise for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I'd like to add that the meeting is being recorded to aid in the preparation of the minutes. I'd also like to report that there was an executive session held on Monday, November 22nd, for the purpose of interviews for the treasurer recording secretary position. Now in recognition of visitors.
Charlie,
I'm here.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Linda Gauss,
No.
Bob,
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Murphy, Mr. Peters,
Not at this time, thank you.
Luke,
No.
okay. Lee Wright,
No.
Jim Fickle,
Yes. Back in August, it was brought up about the Morrison appeal. And the state that was still tied up under the courts. Has that progressed any?
Not to my knowledge. To my knowledge, it's still tied up in the court system.
From their appeal?
yes, their appeal.
Yes, theirs.
I have a letter here from the courthouse that was acted on 22nd day of July.
I don't know.
I'm not aware of that.
Looked like went in favor of Morrison's.
I didn't know without talking to the solicitor.
Right. Jim, that's for the conditional use. It's the land use appeal. Because there were some other things besides this.
So what does that cover?
This was
This is when he wanted to use that old barn.
right. with
To-
putting
as a
an
storage shed.
office. Right.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't zoned for, it was zoned agricultural.
And he has a commercial use.
Yeah, and there was something else with it. It didn't comply with the zoning. And that apparently is what this is for. But other than that, that's all I can tell you. I mean, I'd have to check with the solicitor. And I apologize, the solicitor's not here this evening. I didn't announce that. He had an emergency and was not able to be here at the last minute. May we make a copy of this and forward to him? All right, thank you.
I was just wondering, were there other appeals that they were appealing?
If it's with the conditional use, I don't know, without looking at the file of the documents we have or talking to Rich.
Right, and if that was, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'll check on that for you, Jim. We'll have an answer for you next month, because other than that, I am not aware of any. But thank you for bringing that to our attention. Anything else, Jim?
Not right now. Maybe later.
Okay.
Bob Johnson,
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Craig Nace,
Thank you on behalf of Dunn County EMS for the township and the supervisors' continued support. Happy Thanksgiving, and certainly should there be anything that you need from us, don't hesitate to contact us. 2 months ago, it had been indicated that the budgeted contribution was for November for the EMS annual payment, and I know that was held up a little bit last month. Henry had indicated he wanted to talk to me, but I haven't heard from him. I don't know if that's an issue that has been resolved, but we're kind of holding out, we're hoping for that contribution. I'm not sure if that's something we can handle tonight or not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim Lanker,
Yes.
Unfortunately, I wasn't here at the last meeting because I heard there was a couple things that were brought up by CC and Henry, according to my property and verdicts up there. And I always said, bring things out in the open right to me instead of playing games, but CC, you and Henry choose not to. One of the things was said was that I'm forming a sinkhole. That was a stupid comment because sinkholes are an act of nature.
I did not say you were forming a sinkhole.
It was in the minutes. Second thing is, let's see here. The comment was, my property looks like a dump. I'd like to submit these pictures here. Here's a property with dump tires, fuel tanks. Here's an 8,000 to 10,000 gallon fuel tank. Where's the DE papers on it? Is it certified clean or not? Junk piles everywhere. You can have these pictures. Junk cars, debris. I can go on and on here. Junk trucks, oil, antifreeze leaking out of these things on the ground. They're Henry's place. And you gotta make a comment that my place is a dump for storing natural products, topsoil and fill, that is kept neat. Where's that? Where is the resemblance from one to the other? There is none.
I'd like to make a few comments on that. First of all, I did not say that you were creating a sinkhole. I said we have a sinkhole problem that we've had for years. The materials that you are stockpiling, you are closing off the natural waterway coming from the PennDOT culvert. My concern has been with that because we've had increased sinkholes. Water will find a natural way to run. I realize that. And if that waterway is blocked, it's going to find a different way.
Okay, let me counter you. How many times you want to play the game of calling the county and DEP, okay? When I am not blocking, I'm in full cooperation with them. I'm only required one soil erosion measure. I have 3 in place, but you probably don't know that because you don't understand and you don't work with it. I have gone above and beyond. I am totally in the means of what I'm doing. I keep things neat up there, and I am working on the plan to try and do the grading plan on it. But the constant harassment is uncalled for. It is constant harassment with the conservation officer that you and Henry are calling.
Okay, let me set you straight on something. I called the county soil conservation office on my own. I left it be known that I was calling as an individual, not on any behalf of the township, because of being a property owner that's being affected by this. I was also told, the man called me back several times. We've had several conversations, and yes, for your information, I do understand this. I'm not as stupid as I look. Now, if he wasn't concerned, why would he have told me that you were not in compliance and he was giving you until Friday and making another site visit?
That was not the case. I have the letter that everything is in compliance. So, prove the letter. I have the letter.
Get it, Helen.
Because we did have a meeting out there, walked everything, and he asked for 2 small items, which were taken care of.
When was this meeting?
That meeting was a couple weeks ago. And I've gotten nothing since.
Because we have a letter here to the contrary. I started to say, I called the county on my own, as an individual. I happened to mention it, which I now wish I never would have. I mentioned that one evening here after a meeting that I had called because I was concerned about this. Henry then turned around and called representing the township, and that's when the township got involved again. Thank you. The meeting was October the 14th. For the follow-up inspection for Monday, November 18th. And this comes from DEP. This isn't even from Mr. Imes at county level. This is just from DEP. Please remove the topsoil that was placed in the natural drainage way on the east side of the fill site. Please install silt fence around the perimeter of the fill pile on the east side, approximately 10 feet from the toe of the slope. And so on.
There was none put in. You don't even have the topos. I have the topos. I had the designs that were on there. There was nothing put in any waterways whatsoever. I am in full compliance. If you want my attorney to get involved, I will be happy to have an attorney because he asked me to come here and try and talk a little bit of sense into you to quit the harassment before we file a lawsuit against you and Henry personally. I don't want to do anything to the township because there's a lot of good people in this township. I mean, this is unreal. We're trying to do something. We're trying to bring a business into this township, and the constant harassment, it's like, why would I want to bring a business into this township?
Constant harassment. I called the county
You
once.
and Henry.
I called the county. You know, Kim, I
Now,
think if
on
the
top
shoe
of-
were on the other foot, you would be concerned as well. I can stand and look out my window at that drainage ditch. It doesn't even take a transit to see that that is filled in.
There's no drain. I will be happy to bring the plans here. There was a total topo done on that whole entire property where all the swales are, all the waterways, everything. And it is
All the
not
wetlands, I met with that man.
blocked. Nothing is blocked. On another note, and this is something because there is good people in this township. There was a demo done on State Road that Henry and his son performed. And you guys talk about rules and everything else. Do you understand there's supposed to be a form filled out with DEP 30 days prior to you guys doing anything of demolition? In that it states for asbestos, certification, who's hauling material, where it's disposed of, and all that stuff. And I like this township because of the people in it, and because they did it for the township. If anything would come back through, the township can be held liable for their actions of not doing this right. You want to sit here and preach to me about stuff, but you don't want to do stuff by the rules. I'll be happy to give you this thing because it's actually the 6-page thing that's supposed to be filled out. And the fines can come right back on the township besides just them.
I'll be
Like I
happy to
said.
forward that to the chairman.
I will be happy to bring those plans up and actually show them. But no waterways were blocked whatsoever.
Thank you. Next, Helen.
Hank Firm? Am I saying it right? F-R, oh, from? Oh, okay, so, that's it.
Okay, thank you. As I mentioned, we'll bypass the solicitor's report in his absence. Invoices and expenditures.
You have them before you, not as bad as last month. Nothing major in there at all. We did get our last LST payment for the year, so we won't get that again until February.
What's the wish of the board on the invoices and expenditures?
I move that checks be drawn and the bills paid.
I'll second that. Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The treasurer's report.
Okay. Well, you see what's there. Expecting one more EIT payment for December. And we're coming to our tighten our belts months, couple months. I am planning on transferring at least 10,000 over from Orrstown to Pliget. And then see what else we get in.
I move that the treasurer's report be accepted subject to audit.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, with that, there's a CD from the Park and Rec Board. It's coming due on the 18th. You have the percentage rates right now. I don't have Marysville. I'm going to have to wait until Friday to get those.
What was the term on,
When-
was it 12 months
Yes.
before?
Yes, and they'd like another 12 months.
And it is currently at Mifflintown.
Yes. So unless I'm sorry, that's the opposite. Marysville's 25. Members first I have to get.
Okay, members first you don't have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless they're better than that rate.
Well, I'll make a motion that that CD be retained at Mifflintown for a 12-month term at 0.35% unless members first has a better rate.
Okay.
At the same term, for the same term.
Yes, 12 months.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Okay.
We have the minutes for October 30th and also for November the 12th for review.
Mm-hmm.
What is the wish of the board?
I move the minutes be tabled for further review.
Both sets?
Both sets of minutes,
Table those.
October 30th and November
Mhm.
12th.
I will second that. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. The minutes, both sets will be tabled. The only thing I have under highway report, Henry did leave a note. 3 simple lines. It says, "We are ready for winter. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll report in December meeting." That's a shorter highway report than we
No.
usually have. Penn Township Planning Commission.
Okay, the first item you have is Sam and Patricia Smith Land Development Plan. They're requesting a time extension until February 26th.
Mean December
Really?
26th?
February 26th.
Mm-mm.
Sam Smith, look on the back. Oh, shoot, that's mine. That's my mistake there on the cover sheet. February 26th. They need more time to get the PennDOT HOP.
Alright, so this part's wrong.
Yeah.
It is a 90-day.
Yes, it's 90 day.
What's the wish?
I move that we accept the 90-day extension until February 26th, 2014.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion granted.
Next item is the Warden Properties time extension.
You're looking for a 60-day extension to January 29th?
Yeah, we've extended that deadline to the 29th, correct?
You're granting that extension to the municipality, correct?
Correct. We've already done that.
And I think at the last meeting, we accepted by action a portion of that extension till tonight.
Okay?
But you're saying that the remainder of the extension is still available to the municipality?
It's already been extended, right? So.
Okay.
What's the wish of the board?
I move that we accept the remainder of the extension to January 29th.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to ask
Yep.
for a report on the items that are outstanding. If
Is
you're
it
prepared to give that.
on the planning commission's letter?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
the November 19th letter?
Yeah, I can do it. So you have a copy there, so I don't need to read the comments. We've resubmitted plans to the township on November 20. So the plans are in. I know they're kind of in the schedule for review. We've signed and sealed the plans, comment number 1. Comment number 2, we've revised the plans and submitted them to the authority as well. The sanitary sewer plans, that was also done on November 20. Third comment, the planning module, that's been also been, I guess, updated and submitted to the township, the authority, Penn Authority.
As of today.
And the Duncannon Authority, that was done today. Number 4, that revised plan also has been, it's been submitted on the 20th of November. Number 5 and 6 relate to notes. Number 5's been added. Number 6 will be added after staff review. Number 7, we have obtained the easement, and I think that's been submitted to the township
As of today.
as of today.
Backing up to number 6, you said will be done after staff review. Can you explain a little bit what type of staff review is required?
Well, normally, the owner doesn't sign and seal it till it's close to being done, and we can do it at any time. Just so happened the day that we turned the plans and the owner wasn't in town, but, I mean, we can provide a signed and notarized plan set at any time. He just wasn't in that day, but normally it's not done till it's, ready to be finalized and acted upon by the board. Doesn't change the content of the plans.
Number 8, involved a discussion with the authority. That discussion has been had. John, I don't know if you want to give any update on that?
Yeah, the authority wasn't concerned about their lines being in a private road. We're actually gonna be meeting with the authority, I believe, next week at their meeting. We'll follow up with that. But we have had that discussion with them, and they were not concerned with that proposal. But we'll report back to the PC after next week's meeting.
And the stormwater ordinance, those 2 comments relate to notes, and we believe they're addressed under notes 43 for comment number 1 and number 5. Note number 5 on the cover sheet for comment number 2. So that's an update. If you have any other questions, be happy to answer.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thanks for giving the preference to members first on the CD. I'm on the board.
Was that a commercial?
That's all right.
But we'll continue to work with your staff. We want to get this thing resolved. And just as a quick note, we think we're on the right track. We switched over to a pump station to take care of some of the concerns for maintenance, and we have been working diligently with both your authority and your staff. Obviously, we're anxious to get the review back from both Max and his firm and also the authority engineer. And then we'll be, obviously getting back to you folks after that. That's all I have. John, anything else you want to add?
Do you think you're on track to be completed by January 29th?
We're going to have a substantial amount of it done by then, yes. But it's pursuant to staff review and the authority's comments. But we'll be updating with them, we hope, next week. We're going to go to their meeting. We're hopeful with the holidays. I don't know if their engineer's going to have a chance to review the plans, but we're going to keep pushing ahead with them.
Our desire is to be done by the 29th. Obviously, if there are issues that have to be resolved that require more time, you know, it is what it is, but our plan is to be hopefully ready to go. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Have a happy
Thank you.
holiday.
Thank you. Thanks.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
You too.
Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday evening.
Good. Yes.
To the zoning officer's report.
Yeah, nothing major there, just a couple signs to be, for people to be in compliance.
Now we need to set a date for a conditional use hearing.
Yes. Our 60-day time limit to have the hearing is January 14th. So we need it before then.
Our December meeting is actually the day after our normal meeting day, because Christmas is on Wednesday. Our meeting is Thursday the 26th
Mhm.
at 7 o'clock. I'd like to offer that perhaps we could do that at 6 o'clock meeting night. I mean, it's a busy time of the year, rather than trying to take up a couple nights.
Mhm.
Is a motion required, and if so, is that your motion? Setting the date?
There was kind of discussion to see if
Okay.
you had anything different to offer.
I'm in agreement with that.
All right, then I'll make the motion that we schedule the conditional use hearing for Thursday, December 26th at 6 PM.
Mhm.
I
Let
second the
me
motion.
add, let me first add
Okay.
that will be subject to the date being okay with Rich Wagner.
Do we want a second date in case?
I think if we want a second date, probably have to be
The following evening?
following evening, yeah, because I think Mr. Wagner's going to be out of town starting the following weekend.
Okay.
Okay.
26th with an alternate date of the 27th, 6 o'clock
Okay.
both days.
Mhm.
That was my motion, and you said you were seconding.
I second the motion.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay. That's all I have for zoning.
All right. Sewage enforcement officer. The
Oh.
report is before you.
Yep,
Couple odds and ends.
yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Mm-mm.
Park and Rec reports.
You have my report and I have nothing to see. Thank you.
Okay. It's a very full report, very busy. Thank you very much for a job well done.
Thank you.
Make a motion that we accept the Park and Rec report.
I second the motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Penn Township Municipal Authority. You have before you a water connection ordinance. It's my understanding this has been reviewed
I sent it to Rich.
by two solicitors, the township solicitor and the municipal authority solicitor, and both are in agreement with that.
Oh, Rich reported back? Helen said she sent
I,
it to Rich.
I sent it to Rich. I didn't receive a yes or no or maybe.
Okay, all right, I know that Dennis, the solicitor for the authority,
Mhm.
gave his okay on the verbiage and everything. What's the wish of the board?
Well, do we want to hear Rich's yea or nay on it before we act?
I think we should,
Okay.
all right?
I move to table.
Okay. Table that till the December meeting.
Mm.
I will second that. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Tabled until December.
Mm-hmm.
Secretary's report.
The big one.
Yeah.
All right. First thing I have is the Morrison letter of credit, whether to release it or not.
I would make a motion that that be tabled for another month, that we not release that just yet. I know there's still ongoing work. There had been some problems on site, and the last I heard, they were not yet resolved. So I don't feel comfortable releasing that just yet.
I second the motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The next thing I have are the Argo bids. We received 3 bids. We bidded it with and without trailer. The high bid with trailer is $6,100, and without the trailer is $5,600. Same person.
There was also another bidder with the same amount.
Without the trailer. I'm sorry, with the trailer.
But a lesser amount.
That's the same amount as the first person without the trailer.
Right. You know, we tried to sell this before, put it out for bid and got nowhere. So I would make the motion that we award the bid to the third bidder on the list, who was the highest bidder for the Argo with the trailer for $6,100.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Okay.
Can we ask who is the bidder?
The bidder is Ralph Flick,
L-I-C-K?
F-L-I-C-K.
Is he a Penn Township resident?
No. The next is the holding tank amendment. I asked last month if there's going to be any changes to it. The Exhibit B was drawn up for the holding tank portion, for the porta-john portion.
Right.
And there was, where is it? Section C for portable toilets was added. It's on page 4 and 5. If you wish, we can either hold it or advertise.
Has Rich looked at this,
He's had it.
but has not commented back on it? All right. I would make a motion that we table that until next month to get our comments from
Okay.
the solicitor.
All right.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
The next item is the police pension ordinance, changing it to comply with the recommendations from the state and our representative at PSATS. The only question we had coming out of the last executive session was on the last page. She sent us verbiage on section 5 up there. That would coincide with our section 6, I believe.
I think it's 6.
Yes, section 6. You talked to Rich. You guys did.
He basically said if it's in compliance with our pensioning agent, I guess, if you will,
And that's who sent us the verbiage.
that he would be in agreement.
Okay. So, do you want me to add that and bring it up next month, or you want me to add it and advertise, or what?
Since we have that here, we already have that, and on the ordinance that you have here,
Mhm. Number 6 would disappear, or on this ordinance, and I would put this information from that section 5 that she sent us.
right, because section 7 goes away.
Goes away.
Right, okay.
You said 6 would go away, or?
R6 will be replaced with the verbiage from the PSATS representative, from Diane.
All right.
And section 7 would go away as per the auditor's recommendation.
So then section 6 would become section
In
7?
6. No,
Existing section 6.
PSAT's exact, section 5 becomes our section 6.
The verbiage on 6, which
Okay, understood.
I know, that's confusing. And the reason 7 is being taken out, it does not apply.
Correct.
Okay, just in case anybody was wondering, why are we deleting a section, that was why.
Yeah, it does not comply with Act 69.
All right, but those two changes made, our section 6 now becoming
The
what
verbiage of,
PSATs had submitted,
Mhm.
and our current section 7 being stricken.
yes.
I would make the motion that we advertise the police pension ordinance. Make a motion to advertise it.
Just bear with me for a second.
And that's fine, I know it's
Section
confusing.
6, termination.
Yes,
We don't have a termination section in the new ordinance?
we will not have a termination. That will be, the verbiage for the termination will be changed with the vesting
The best.
on the last page.
Okay. Does that section discuss termination?
Basically, it's saying that if someone works less, they've vested at 12 years, but they cannot get what they vested in. If they leave before 20 years, they don't get it when they retire 65. They have to wait until what would be their 20 years from the date of hire before they can get what is vested towards their pension.
Okay. I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Traffic light maintenance. You have 2 maintenance contracts there. What I've been told is that for the first 6 months, it'll be under warranty. After that, it would come up to whichever maintenance contract we want. We don't have to have this in place until the end of the 30-day testing period, which, according to the email I got today, will start on the 10th of December. So we got until December to decide this. I was expecting a third one in, it did not come in.
Their rates are pretty comparable. The ATS, I'm a little concerned, they're more vague in what they offer. And it's nice with perks, they break it down in the bottom of the second sheet there.
Yes, on how much
Not
everything.
just the service tech and the truck and things, but if they run into other problems and there's other equipment needed, they list the prices for those things.
Yes.
I'm wondering if the ATS has that same capability, and if so, what would they charge? And you don't look for problems, but if they need to replace a light standard or something, you know.
Yeah, and that's another question Mr. Gorman of ATS had for me. Would we want the lights cleaned within the first 2 years, being that the LEDs? If we do, that's going to be a little higher price.
I don't remember seeing anything in Parks about that.
No.
Their proposal.
It's in the first paragraph, I think.
In Parks?
Talking about the,
No, it says cleaning supplies to clean lens and cabinets. Yeah. Both was given the same spec sheet.
Since we don't have to have this, I mean, I don't like to put it off until next month also, but I would like to know if ATS would be willing to give us any prices like Perks did as far as additional equipment and things like that. like I say, the prices are both about the same as far as what they charge for a technician, what they charge for the truck, even their evening and holiday rates are basically the same. I just want to make sure that we're not shortchanging ourselves
Yes.
and find ourselves in a real pickle later that we need to contract somebody else, with other equipment. If we could request that information from ATS and have that for next month's meeting.
Yep.
Therefore, I would make the motion that we table these two. Hopefully, we'll get the third bid in until next month.
I second the motion.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Treasurer's position.
Yes, as I stated earlier, we conducted interviews on Monday evening, the 25th, for the position of treasurer / recording secretary. We had 4 applicants. About a week and a half before the interviews were scheduled, the one applicant had notified us that they had taken another position elsewhere. So we had 3 interviews that we conducted on Monday evening. What are your findings of the interviews on Monday evening?
I move that we offer the position to Elizabeth Goodhart.
I will second that.
Question.
Yes.
Wage, $11.66.
Yes. The current wage of $11.66 an hour.
6 months probation.
6 months probation. The ceiling of 27 hours per week.
And start date.
27 hours per week unless those times when the office needs covered if you're Ed County or elsewhere and she's asked to cover.
Yeah.
All right. Start date, Helen, how soon would you like that burden lifted from you? Like yesterday?
3 months ago.
Beginning of the next pay period?
The 16th, the week of the 16th. Start her that way she'll be 1 week in this year, and then the rest will be in the 2014.
And that will also give time to notify her in writing. As a courtesy, I think I would make a phone call to
Yeah.
notify her tomorrow, but also if you would please follow that up.
Well, I'll
in
do it
writing.
Friday, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, sorry. Yeah, Friday, don't do it tomorrow. But follow that up with a letter to her.
Yes, with everything spelled out
Okay. Yes, to start 8:00 a.m.,
on the 16th.
December 16th.
Okay?
Is that the
All those in
affirmative?
favor?
I second the motion.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
And then the last thing I have is PSAS wants us to adopt Act 44 for the disclosure statement for our pension plans that we have to do every year.
I'll make the motion that we comply with that.
And adopt the disclosure statement?
Yes.
And Act 44?
Yes, at 44.
I second the motion.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's all I have under that one, under that set of reports.
Engineers report, next.
Yes, you should have a copy of my report. Would point out that Henry and I will be meeting December 5th to look at the fire company reduction to the surety, so. Had a little difficulty scheduling that.
I'll tell you when you're gonna do that.
Now, what was that meeting for?
To reduce the financial security for the Duncannon Fire Company property.
Thank you.
Anything else, Max?
No.
Okay, thank you. Police report.
Have the report there. Everyone's
Going well. We have, we're in the middle of our grant, Buckle Up, one of our Buckle Up grants. Monday will be the last day, so we have several officers out. Quite a few days a week. And then, like I said, that'll be completed on Monday. We have a total year-to-date of $55,154.43 coming in from fines and costs as of the end of October. That's about it.
Yeah, the permit report.
Yeah, not a whole lot of activity this time of year.
I was surprised to see the two that are there.
The, D'Angelo properties,
Mm-hmm,
that's out on Twin Oaks.
mm-hmm. I mean, for this time of year, or something like that.
Mhm.
That's good.
And we officially notified both inspection agencies of the changeover date.
Okay, Panoni and Glaze
Yes.
as far as UCC?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So-
That transition took place on,
The 13th,
yeah, this is what,
after our budget meeting,
yeah.
yes.
And it's my understanding that Glaze is going to finish out anything that they have already begun,
Yes,
but anything new from the 13th on
goes to
directly
Panoni.
to Panoni.
Yes.
Okay,
And so far, nothing has.
it will.
It will.
All right, correspondence.
Okay, the first thing is the Susquehanna Greenway Partnership. They're inviting you to dine on December 6th at the Rockville Room from 6 to 9. You can meet the partnership people on that and all that. Next is PA One Call Board of Director elections. They're asking for our vote or proxy.
We've done that by proxy
Mhm.
before.
Yeah.
I'd make a motion that we vote by proxy again.
I'll
Okay.
second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay, next thing is the Humane Society Protective Agreement. This will be voted on at the reorganizational meeting, but they are, I'm trying to find where it is. Okay, they are the non-refundable fee of $250 and the one payment due for escrow of $1,088.70. I already have that covered in the budget. And this price for the dogs, the cats, and the pit bulls are staying the same.
That's good.
So that right now is FYI until the 6th.
Right.
And the last thing is Public Officials Day. You're being invited to that on January 9th at the Farm Show at 11 a.m. by the Department of Agriculture.
I did see one other piece of correspondence that's not in here. Didn't necessarily have to be in here, but I think it would be noteworthy. It's posted out on the bulletin board, and I should have brought it in with me. I'm sorry I failed to do that. It's an organization in Camp Hill, what's it called? Nobody's.
Oh, Nobody's Cats.
Nobody's Pets.
Cats, yeah.
And I don't know, Cliff or Rick, if you're familiar with that at all, because I know you were trying to make some connections for spay and neuter clinic kind of things.
They do some, yeah,
Yeah, and I think it's $25
something like
an
that.
animal, something like that. I was glad to see that was posted. I had seen it in the newspaper and,
Mhm.
and
And they sent it to us, so.
yes, yes. And take note of that.
Mhm. That's all the correspondence I have.
Okay. Old business.
No old.
I don't have anything. Do you have anything for old business?
No, I don't. No, not aware of anything.
Okay.
That's unintended.
No, I don't either. New business,
Budget.
the budget first.
I updated the budget, the orange papers there. I gave you the cover sheet. I'll update that cover sheet again as we get each month's bills paid. We have to advertise for 20 days before adoption, which means that December 6th, I have to have the advertisement in. Which means if you want to change something, I need the motion to say advertise with these changes.
Well, I think we have gone over this several times. And I know to the best of my knowledge, I do not know of anything else to be changed.
No, I fixed the non-government contributions and changed the MMO on the pension for the police, which drops us down from $15,000 difference to 11.5,
Good.
which is covering the legal fees for the franchise agreements discussions.
At this point in time, Cliff or Rick, do you know of any possible changes that you would want to make other than what had been submitted?
No, there's no changes that I know of in the police budget.
Okay. Brian, anything that you're aware of?
No, there is not.
Last chance for you to change anything.
No, I already did.
All right, then I'll make a motion that we advertise the budget.
And don't
For
forget,
adoption and-
Yes, it has to be advertised before it's adopted.
yes,
You want to set a date for potential adoption? or-
it'll be the
That would
December
be our
26th
December
meeting. We have to do it by law before the 31st of December.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And the last thing I have is this little sign behind you. Paul Smith could not be here tonight. He's asking the township to post that on a local road has a big viewage of people. In our case, that's pretty much business campus. If you do it on a state road, you have to deal with PennDOT. Not impossible, but you have to deal with them. They're also asking us to provide the post. Here's not opposed to putting it up, just the exact location is not known yet.
And we had given some consideration to, Helen had mentioned putting it at the entrance to business campus or somewhere therein because of high visibility, which would certainly be a possibility. There was some concern that people see that and think, oh, this is the direction to the Appalachian Trail, which anybody who's familiar knows that it's not, and the sign clearly does not indicate that, but that would be your first impression that you get. So we had thought that somewhere along South Main Street, because that's on the way to the trail. However, that's all PennDOT. So we need a good location for that, and perhaps Business Campus is the best place.
Yeah.
Lee?
Can that be posted on private property?
Would
For
it be in
for example, if the Legion gave you permission to post it on their property,
But it's still on a state road.
No, it's not within the right of way.
No, I was gonna say outside the right of way, if it's on their property.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'd have to check on it, I don't know.
I think this gentleman over here is. Oh, he raised his hand.
Did you, I'm sorry,
Oh, I was just, maybe down by the VFW or the Sunoco, because I know that's where a bunch of them go, and people even coming on and off 11 and 15 right there, it's just a very high place to see it as well, because I go there all the time and there's always trail people out there snacking down or
The
whatever.
hikers would see it more on there.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Down through there and the people coming off the ramp, that,
yeah,
Right.
Appalachian runs through here.
right. And that's where we had mentioned about South Main Street, but that's all PennDOT right away. But that is the ideal place for it. Craig.
How hard is it to get?
Right back closer to McGuire.
Yeah, I could.
What's that?
Closer to McGuire.
I make a move.
Yeah, you know, as long as you get the okay from them or the VFW or the Legion, any of those to get permission from them outside of PennDOT's right of way, you know, to put it on private property. Craig, what were you going to say next?
At the lower end of Penn Township, coming into Perdix, where the address actually changes, it goes from Marysville address to Duncannon address. There's a Crime Stoppers sign, and I think the Penn Township sign. I know it's some challenge to work with PennDOT, but that may be kind of a welcome to the Duncannon area. Obviously, it's Penn Township, but it's a Duncannon address there, and it's also a, you know, high traffic area as you come into the township from the south. I don't know if that would be because I think there's no permits or no soliciting.
No soliciting without a permit.
The Crime Stoppers sign is there, so
Okay.
that may be an
Work
option,
into
if you want to
suggestions.
work with PennDOT.
Okay, thank you. Art?
Oh, we've done it before.
Isn't there a triangle down there, isn't that the Legion Park or someplace where the memorial is in the center?
Mm-hmm,
Right.
yes.
Is that where you were
That's,
talking about?
that's a VFW.
VFW
Mhm.
property?
Mhm. Bob?
Were any of those signs given to Duncannon to put up somewhere? that you
Yes,
could
they
be
have,
able to-
I believe, 5 of them.
That's what I was gonna say, is to find out where they're putting them. is it-
High Street. They put them on High Street.
They're putting them down High Street.
I thought I saw one hanging on the Doyle.
That was on the Doyle, yes. But they gave that to the Doyle. This isn't so much for the walkers of the trail, this is for everyone else going through.
Yeah.
We're gonna work out that out
One-sided or
later.
two-sided?
One.
Okay.
They could put it up with the Pennsylvania Canal sign up on 11 and 15, why that one's ever up there, I don't know.
Good question.
Right now, he's asking us to put it up. The location he's leaving to us, Mr. Smith is. He's just asked that as being a high visibility area.
Let's check with Rich, get his opinion of asking a private owner, like either the VFW.
I think just a letter to PennDOT. I think
Well, yeah, it's not that hard to get permission. We had to do that for the school stop signs down
Just send a letter
274.
and
Okay, but I mean,
Doesn't require that much.
if that man didn't want it,
Mhm.
that's why I was sort of steering away from that.
Oh, he didn't want it.
He didn't want to deal with PennDOT. He didn't say he didn't care.
Leave us to trouble.
I have a good relation with PennDOT. Don't ruin it yet.
I don't think it'd be a problem at all with
No,
PennDOT
I
if
think
you
that's
wanted
a
to put
problem.
somewhere else.
Well, if we can get a location, I'm open for suggestions, but I think that the lower end,
Mhm.
South Main Street,
Mhm.
like this gentleman back here said, you know, you're catching the traffic that's getting back on 15 South, you're getting people coming into Tom's, to the VFW, that end of town, going down to McGuire's.
Mhm.
And they put it along Main Street, or High Street, which is the trail anyway, so that's,
That's because they moved the trail to High
Yeah.
Street. Trail comes down Main Street and technically goes down Market. Just the borough moved it to High Street because of crosswalks. Safety issue.
Helen?
Contact PennDOT.
Yeah, see what we have to do with PennDOT.
Okay. All right.
Now, since the man is providing the sign but not the
Post.
the post, of course, it's gonna take our highway department's labor to put the
Mhm.
post in the ground. I certainly would not answer for the highway department how they would like to handle that, but I would hope that it's not going to cost the township anything. I would hope that someone, or more than one within the highway department, would offer their time to install that.
And the post itself? That's, what do we put? About $5, $6, I think it is, something like that.
I'll cover that.
I was gonna say, be glad to cover the cost of the post. So Helen's gonna check with PennDOT on
Mm-hmm.
getting a sign installed, and the post and the installation of the post will not cost the township a penny. It will be covered by donation.
Okay.
Does anyone else have anything, Bob?
Before you adjourn, I want to thank the pair of you for a short meeting, and I appreciate the interaction between you two. I'm not used to seeing you two speaking this much in a meeting.
Well, we sit too far apart otherwise.
So maybe you can set a chair over in the corner and go from there.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
See, we made it a short meeting because I know you've got to get home and get your pies made for tomorrow,
That's
so.
part of it. No, I got a sample of the pies already made. I'm waiting for them to cool off.
Oh, okay. Well, did we take long enough, or do we need to discuss something else? Are we good?
I would think
They're
it was
cool enough?
something.
Okay.
You're not invited if that's what.
Worth a try.
I move we adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too, Susan.
Thank you.